far apart, I'll just use my best judgment. Okay, that'll go there. If it's this warm here right now, I could only imagine in the south. Not sure how long you guys had the cool weather crops in, but one day,
Uh-oh, still about that one day. That one day. Better live for today, sir. Take your advice. Hey, what's up? If you're hanging out with me, we'll see who's joining in here. We'll get this party started. It should be a short party. You ever been to a short party? It might be a short party. Lurkers are welcome. I was just checking out a live that I did earlier. I was planting up this. I don't know how to articulate it, but I've been showing steps in the process to get to this point that where I'm eating. That's really the story, right? I watched the season go from winter into whatever it is next. It struggled to get there. I was adamant about making some hot compost. I made the hot compost, and then I tried to get some plants in. I got some in last week, and I finished off the bed this week. I went out to the nursery and got some plants. So I'm just watching a little bit of the live while if people are gonna join, we'll see.
man, one day I can't wait. Oh, that one has two. Not much of a root structure though. All right. I used to baby plants like you want to give everything. Oh, it's so cute, the second chance at life. But like now, it's like, bro, you want to live or you don't want to live? And
Hey,
I'm
what's
trying to
up,
help you
man?
out.
What's
You gotta help me out.
what you're watching your stream?
Yeah,
You want to live or you
until
don't
people
want to
join,
live?
I'm just
Oh,
hanging out watching the stream.
How do you know for sure people are
And
okay,
no
this
one has
one is
typed
in the
anything in the
garden though.
chat, so
All right,
views?
so
One.
that's in there. I
Current
just love when you start
viewers?
seeing colors.
Zero.
Thanks for
that
hanging
doesn't
out with
say
me, guys. I
current.
just love when you start seeing colors in the garden. McFix's garden looking
Consent
awesome.
viewers.
Learning from you, man.
Concurrent
Hey, man, we gotta
means
share as
at the
much
same
information.
time.
Um,
Same thing.
just to go on that train, Marlon. This is the first time that I risked it and say, you know what? I'm gonna broad fork a row. I'm gonna put a row right next to this. So this compost right here is gonna become this next row. I'm not gonna force it. I'm gonna just do it, as it comes. I did. This is about 20 feet, and I
Why
did
there no sound?
30-inch beds, which I actually like
What do you
because
mean there's no sound?
now I've
It
used to
sounds,
do
everything's
wider
in my
beds,
headphones, so
but
when I
I could
stream,
I could work the bed,
I
the tool,
so I watch my audio levels here,
the
so just
and
so you
then this
learn how to
path
use
is
the
gonna be
application.
18
So this
to
is called
24
OBS.
inches.
See, OBS Studio,
And it's gonna be super
Okay.
Open
intense.
Broadcast Studio,
If
Yeah,
this
I'm never
first
gonna
go
and
learn this
round,
stuff.
yes, you
like I
can.
follow
Each one of
JM
these,
Fortier.
Look at how much of that is there.
He's a
And then if I
Canadian
click on one thing,
market
But I-
a
gardener,
whole
probably one of
entire
the top
page is
market
gonna
but
gardeners
I
in
come.
the
could teach
world.
you this real quick.
And
How?
when I take the
Look,
information from what I'm seeing from
if
him,
I if
it
I
makes
change my
sense. But
scene,
it's about super
right?
intensive
Excuse,
planting
hold
and
on.
getting the most out of small spaces. All
If
organic.
I get out of studio mode,
The only real inputs
it'll
is
be
like
easier to
compost.
understand.
Um,
So this is studio
so
mode,
look,
right?
I got a
So
bee
if
hanging out already.
I pause this.
It looks like you just
All right.
added a few.
So this is a scene. A scene is a canvas, and everything is a different layer. So everything you see on the screen is possibly a different layer. So if I don't want to have the background,
Wait.
I just take it away with the eye. That's visibility. So look, if I don't want the scrolling text,
I thought that was only for um the pass where you put in a password so you can't see it or you want to see it.
what are you talking about?
What if
Oh, the visibility?
yeah.
No, but that's what it means. So all of these are stacked on top of each other. That's how this works. So the bottom is the thing in the back. If I were to put the background to the front, to the top, everything else would be behind it. So if I put the background in back, and then the next thing, and the next thing, and the next thing. So then I just name the things how I want. So this says pill meaning like a medicine capsule of Darnell just talking. So that's this. So if I wanted to move that, I take it out. So then you just say, what do you want? You want to add stuff? This right here is attached to my camera image. So then when I'm in studio mode, come here, one last thing. Studio mode, the only difference is that I have what's called a preview screen and a program screen.
I didn't get anything like what you said before.
So this is the live screen, and this is what's going to be live. So if I put this in here, it's preview. If I wanted to make it, so if you look at this right here, this is YouTube's, what would you say? This is the streaming checker.
Visibility.
It's the checker, basically. So they have a health check, and then it tells you some statistics if you want to see.
Why
So
does it say chat rate 1?
that's the same thing as here. That means that there was one chat, and that's probably just a poll.
No, 0.
See, so now it says concurrent 1. So
Hello.
that means somebody joined. So you say hello. So somebody says it is what it is. I'm here teaching my son. I was watching a video, see if anyone was going to join on this Saturday night, and I was just trying to teach him a little bit about the program OBS, and he's trying to act like he doesn't want to learn or he's not receiving any of the information.
I don't want to learn on a weekend.
He doesn't want to learn on the weekend. All right, so maybe you could read off the poll. Just read off the poll.
What's the poll?
Look.
It is what
Kino Kisses is stopping in to say good evening. Thank you so much, Kino Kisses.
Wasted my day.
My son doesn't want to read the poll off, so I'll read it. What type of Saturday are you having? Got all my work done.
Okay.
Check. Wasted my day.
I think you should.
Netflix and chilled.
That one.
It is what it is. So whomever voted, thank you so much. I usually go a little later than this. Not sure if you were if you pulled up the live, you'll see the poll in the chat from your device. I can't do it here because I'm the one who created the poll. Gotcha. Well, I don't know if you're staying around, Kino Kisses. But yeah, I had a good day. Hope you did as well. I got a lot of work done. Then I lost my mic, and then I found my mic. I have like this this little, one of these mics that you always see that people use. It's probably the only investment this is actually the only investment that I've made in the 75 days of streaming is this mic. This is not the part that I lost. I'll show you the part that I lost, and I'll show you how I lost it too. So I was like moving all these logs around, and this is the receiver. Um, and so this mic goes to this receiver, and when I'm doing lives, if I'm in the field, so to speak, technically the garden, a real field. Wet and soggy here, Wisconsin. Weather is crazy. Weather's crazy here too, man. I'm in New York. It We had 86 last this past week. We're gonna have 34 overnight in probably a couple days. So it's been crazy, but that's the thing. I think being adamant about watching the temperatures so that you could recalibrate your plan if you're a gardener, or just if you have work to do outside. I do a lot of work on the land. Maybe it won't always be like that. The dream is to wake up and have all your work done, but as of right now, is a lot of work that I have to do. So the weather is pretty crucial to me. This year, speaking to crazy weather, this year, I all the snow that we got that hung around for a very long time. So we had like 2 feet of snow that just stuck around for like a month. So I'm used to being able to go out and do my task, get prepared for spring. A lot of extra times. 3x in the basement this week. Oh man, 3 times. Wow. It's almost 80 now, 44. Yep. Yeah, the weather's been crazy everywhere, man. But the best you can do, I mean, I'm not obviously I'm not seeing tornadoes, so be safe, be careful. But from a lot of, my content is, I don't want to say agriculture related, but it's definitely garden stuff that's involved in there. And my job is to, hey Carolyn, my job is to continue to watch the plants and understand plants and trees, and understand what are they feeling. Are they responding well to the frequent changes in the weather? Is it tampering with their buds, frost hours, sap? Yeah, so I was outside today looking at my cherry bushes. I posted a short, I think 2 or 3 days ago. Uh, those storms. It's, oh, I'm in 6B, Miss Missy. What zone are you in? I love that question. I don't get that. I don't get people who understand zones. When I want to go off the deep end and talk about gardening from that angle, I'll start saying something like that, and they don't understand what I'm talking about. That's cool. Thanks, Miss Missy. Nice to have the question. Yeah, I'm in zone 6B. If you go 30, probably 45 minutes south of me, you could get to zone 7. So I get a little jealous and envious of the zone 7. They just seem to have the growing season. It seems a whole lot longer. I could do how when you don't have it, you feel like it'll be so much better. But I think drought's an issue for everyone at this point. The land is super arid. Even if it rains, it just doesn't seem like the ground is willing to absorb a lot of the water. Miss Missy says it's been in the 80s now. It's going to be 42 here tonight. Yeah. So I was outside. I was just showing this video briefly. I was outside today.
Saying what's up?
Planting a lot of the cool season crops, and I just watched the temperatures. I didn't see anything that would scare me away from what my goals were. Yeah, drought is a serious issue. You know what's funny, and I'm gonna do so. Miss Missy, nice to meet you. My name is Darnell. The channel is Darnell Just Talking. I accidentally started streaming 74 days ago, and I've been streaming ever since every night. And I throw in a sometimes a stream or post other content, and I'm on a journey to 100, and then I'll take a break. But why I bring that up is because one, just to introduce who I am and why I'm here. But I the drought is something that I've been investigating loosely, and I would like to go deeper to bring attention to people some questions that I have about drought and how we define those words. And maybe we're not defining it the right way. Those words that we use the same, but they are interpreted maybe different legally, versus the way we use it commonly. Neighbor got hit bad about 10 days ago. Every news channel interviewed my neighbor, but they said it was downburst. Haha. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, so I was telling my wife for last year she finally, I don't want to say confessed, but she finally acknowledged that what I was saying 3 years prior, that something was wrong. And the reason why I knew something was wrong as far as drought was because ever since I purchased my land, I've been digging in the ground, putting in posts, and so I know when you dig in the ground, and I know the cool feeling, even in the summer, I know the feeling of moisture versus just arid conditions. I know the difference between, like, because if I'm using like the one man auger, I know how the soil kind of feels. I've done it so many times. And lately, the last 3 to 4 years, even when the temperatures are decent, there's a lot of rain, the ground is just not absorbing that water. And I could imagine for people who aren't even conscious of it, I don't put any. I'm not a fertilizer person. I don't even use salt, and we get snow. I don't even use salt on my driveway. Like I don't. I just like I try to have this balance of. I like to grow soil. And microorganisms are housed in that soil, so I'm very careful about the things that I can't see. But for some reason, the water is just not hanging around. And what I was telling my wife was, New York, you subbed a while back. Glad I caught you live. Thank you, Miss Missy. Can't stay. Happy garden. Okay, no worries. Well, I'll see. I'll catch you on the next one. I'll just keep talking about the drought. Yeah, no. So I seen last year New York City put out like, state of emergency about drought, and I was questioned as to what made them do it. Right? What was what made them say we're in a drought now? And it was like raining. So it's like I don't understand. Like it's a drought. And they define drought based on the levels of the retention systems. So drought, from their perspective, has nothing. And I want to do research on it so I could present it the right way. But how I understood it is drought, in their perspective, has nothing to do with the land. So all of us could have, all of our land could suffer. We could be increasing runoff. All of these nutrients are going, topsoil going. It's not a drought unless the reservoirs are low. It just makes no sense. When you were using the auger, I guess you're saying when you was using the auger last week, so you look super dry. Yeah, I could imagine. That's what I've felt for some time now, and now I do have to be a little less stubborn about how I combat that. Right. I've been trying to invest not monetarily, but invest in the idea of this retention pond. And because some of my land is sloping down in the front, trying to figure out how to get water to move in a way. And I might have to just bite the bullet and take the water that's coming off my roof and then channel that somewhere. I just been slow to do it. One, I was always concerned about taking water off an asphalt roof, and just spreading contaminants in different ways. I just don't know enough about it. And then the other thing is I'm on a lot of fill soil, so I just really wish I could dig down to some clay and just go barefoot and make this thing seal and work. So I don't know enough about buying liners. There's two types of plastic. There's a lot of cheap ones. The expensive ones are really expensive for me. And so I've struggled with that, and it's just not a decision that I put in the forefront. But that was my solution. One of my favorite YouTubers, Sean from Edible Acres, he's moving water, and he admitted that what we're watching when we see his channel is a process of 10 years of vigorous maintenance and ideation to, oh, I'm going to channel this here. Oh, I observed that didn't work, so it has to move over there. So I'm trying to have something that works today, and it just doesn't work like that. So I got to start somewhere and kind of figure that out. Maybe I should test the water. Maybe I could test the water that comes off of my roof. It's not cheap, but maybe that's a good start as well if I'm so worried about contaminants, because with the size of my roof, I'd be able to fill up anything. You get an inch of rain, the amount of water I see gushing down, I'll be able to fill up anything I wanted. But thanks, guys. Thanks for coming in. No matter where this goes, we had a good start. Yeah, I worked on some pretty cool stuff today. I wanted to do a little short, but my wife didn't want to be in it, so I just kind of moved forward. I was going to do a time-lapse video of me installing these new edging and going away from just like this hard. We had an ash tree that had to be cut, and I had all of these big logs, and I made like a tree guild for my chestnut tree, and it's a beautiful comfrey that is just popping out. Doesn't care about the weather changes. The flowers are flowering. It's like okay, we're here, and it must be helping that chestnut. They must be living in holy matrimony, and so the other things just have never done well. And I just noticed the moisture that was on the wood, so I went and got one of those corrugated metal things to go around the tree and try to just invest in a better guild system. So I was working on that today. Pretty much got done. Then that's when I lost my microphone. I have a pocket right here, and I put the microphone after I finished my live, and I put it in this pocket, and I didn't zip it up, and I started doing all this craziness. Hey there, I watched it live earlier, and I lost my mic after my live, so I was feeling. A dude I watched had water going to a huge bioplanter. The plants filtered the water for his garden and chickens. That's awesome. If you have that person's name, please drop it in the chat. I'll watch. I mean I've watched. I feel like I've watched them all. Keynote Kisses. I really feel like I've watched them all. A lot of it is just time and money. Water containers aren't inexpensive. You could get secondhand stuff, but that just be careful. Is you talking about the mic, Carolyn? Yeah, I found it. I found it. If that's what you're talking about. Yeah, no, please, I like I said, I've dug out the actual area, but because the soil is not, it's not something that's gonna be compacted and sealed in the state that it's in. It tends to grow back weeds. So I'll tell you, I haven't given up. I was telling my wife today. I think fire. I think fire is that's my next best option is fire. What I mean by that is I'm gonna burn out a lot of the weeds. Hopefully I could just not get weeds. And I was looking up bentonite clay. Yeah, no, I found the mic. You know what was crazy, Carolyn? I could not. I was feeling bummed out. Um, I was feeling real bummed out about the mic because the mic. I was showing it earlier. This right here. This is what I lost. This piece right here. And I have two of these. So if I lost one of these, I would have been fine, right? Because I usually only use one. This is a $20 kit. I had the idea to be able to continue to do my projects when I'm on live. I had the idea to get the mic so that I was hands free, because in years past I would I would make an excuse as to not post because I felt like if I had to make a choice of getting my work done versus going on YouTube, I'm not going to go on YouTube. Even the last couple of days, I've noticed that I got to favor my work. I feel like I just have to get this done. If I can't get a tripod set up, if it's just not the right moment, I just kind of move on. So this is the only $20 that I've spent on this process in this whole 75 days. I've spent $20. So that's why it kind of bummed me out, because I started making, I'm like real cinematic. Like I have themes, and I was just like, wow, it must be coming to an end, because you know who is coming. What's up? The only thing that I invested in, which is this $20 mic I got off Amazon, I lose that, and I'm 3/4 of the way to 100. It's like I was losing something more, something most. It was coming to an end. That's how I felt, and I stood outside for about an hour, and I retraced every step. I started to create scenarios of I was here, I was hunched over, I was moving this, moving that, moving this. I went and got a tines rake, and I'm like raking everything, because I saw this one fall out when I was I was trying to move a rhubarb, which I hope the rhubarb recovers. I've done this before. I wish it was a little early in the spring, but when you touch a rhubarb, like when you cut off a little bit of the roots, because it's pretty deep, the leaves just go like they just fall out like a possum. Um, but when I was cutting, I had a garden spade, and I dug in to get the rhubarb, and this flipped out of my pocket. So when this flipped out of this pocket right here, I picked it up obviously, and I touched, and I said, "Oh no, where's the other piece?" And for the next few hours, I was just like in a panic, but I still had to, I had to finish doing what I was doing. So I said, okay, I'll just keep retracing my steps. So I'm raking everywhere. I'm trying to find this. This is about, I'd say, not even 2 inches wide by 3/4. And I found it behind wood that I stacked up because I like I said, I was moving this wood that I had bordered, these huge ash wood logs, and I stacked them up, and behind it, I found this coated in like it was just dusty and dirty, and I just saw like a little something peek out, and I was just like, wow. So then I forgot about all the themes that I wanted to come with about this ending. I was like, it's over. All that hard work over a $20 mic. a twenty a $20 mic almost got me. Very fragile situation, but I found it, and I was super proud of all the work that I did. And I will not be going from project to project if I go live anymore. I'm gonna make sure that I bring the mic like I used to do and bring it back to the, like when you first get something and you take great care of it. I'm gonna bring it back to the same spot every time. So, but yeah, so I still got my mic, so I'll still be going live outside. But I had a blast. And this, I don't want to spill the beans, but it's not that many of you here. It's there. This is the year. If I were, I ain't gonna say if I were real, like, to be honest with you guys, no, but there's something that I've seen, many things that I've seen that I want to share with you guys, but it's hard to like capture the moment. So I'll give you one. I'll be honest about one. I was in. I have so many different garden situations, right? One is my wife takes care of this one. We have a berm. She loves putting all these flowers and mulch and all of that. I'm more of a eater, and then I kind of separate perennials from annual situations. And I've always envisioned this line of trees that I call it like a band of trees, and I have on it an apple, a willow, a persimmon, a peach, Japanese maple. So the Japanese maple was already there when I moved, and that's where I kind of got the idea. And I said, "Oh, this would be great." And then in between the trees, eventually I had wanted to, once I learned about different bushes, I wanted to kind of put bushes there, and I'll have like that separation, and it'll obviously change the microclimate from the roadside to my house side. And then the last tree that I have there is a pawpaw. Now, I'm in my early 40s. I not only have never tasted a pawpaw, I've never seen a pawpaw tree, like fruit. I've never seen one. I only heard about a pawpaw when I started my, being on YouTube years ago. And I think I got that one from Sean from Edible Acres again, because I did like one nice order where I got some currants from him that are doing well. Those are budding now, and last year we got a nice set of currants. It was my first time tasting currants. I have an American elderberry from that same order, and then I ordered pawpaws, and he had a A and a B. So because I was not really because I was new, it's just so much to learn. I'm thinking a tree is a tree. You buy it, it'll grow. So after I got the tree, actually that was one of the first videos that I posted on YouTube. I actually want to find the video. Should not be that hard to find. Oh, it must be on my other channel. Okay, I think it's on my other channel. So I planted this pawpaw. I had four of them, I believe. I think one didn't do well. The other two, well, the main one, which was he had it like as an A grade. That one went in like the primary area, and then he had the lackeys, the B grades. And I moved those around. And as I started to learn, I learned that they needed shade in the first years. I learned that they're slow growing. It's going to take 5 to 10 years. And I've just always just said, one day I'm going to be able to see and taste this mystery. And mango is my favorite fruit, as we discussed, Katie. And this mystery of what supposedly is a mix between a mango, a banana, and I don't know, I think they said a peach. And I've just looked forward to it. And I'm in for the long haul. The best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. So I planted mine about 4 years ago. And the next best time is now. So I was walking, me and my wife, we kind of like give each other updates. It's a good moment, early spring, because I'm looking at what I'm looking at. She's looking at what she's looking at. We're not really sharing notes all the time and plans. So this one area where the pawpaw tree is actually her area where I pretty much just have a pawpaw and a comfrey, and everything else is hers, or that something that she maintains or cares about or adds to. And she said, "Is that a pawpaw flower?" And I just only wish you guys could see my reaction. I only wish, like, it was a glass tear that went down, and I just spread my arms out and I just screamed out loud, hoping that somebody would hear me. And I looked, and I was just on the inside, I was just crying, because this year I've struggled to garden for a few years, because, and I think it's like when you grow your hair, people, if you know anything about people who grow their hair out, like getting dreads, it's like a process, and everybody has somewhat of a what they call the ugly phase, where your hair's not hanging, it's not looking good, you got little twists, there's not as much you can do with the hair. And that's what my last few years of gardening has been like. I've continued to learn, but I haven't been able to act on the skills that I've grown in all of the learning, all of the watching. And to see a pawpaw flower, it's like you did not give up. But then my wife says, you're supposed to have another species next to it, and that's the only way it's going to fertilize. I didn't know that, and I don't know why she didn't tell me that earlier. So we'll see what happens. It is possible, but I have them so far away from each other, and I don't even know if they're the same species or not. I don't even know. So I saw pawpaw, my bush cherry, and I did post a short to show you my Nanking cherry. And I've been watching the bumblebees. That's pretty much their favorite plant in this season right now. All the flowers, and it moved from the Nanking cherry to a bush cherry. And tonight I looked at the Nanking cherry, and it's hard to see right away because the color is just not the actual fruit starts out as green, the leaves are green, so you really gotta like look. And apparently, the bush cherries and Nanking cherry, the fruit doesn't hang like cherries like a tree. And I saw all these buds, and I'm just like, is this really happening to me? Like everything is coming together at one time, and I struggle to articulate it through video. Even though I'm present and I'm here, I don't think people really understand like that. There's so much that I want to fix. There's so much that I want to do, and I shift a lot, and because you I guess if you've never been in that situation, you don't understand. But some things are seasonal. Some things you can't work on until a certain season, right? Like the skill of me growing cool weather crops, like say peas, right? Peas is to be pushed into the ground once the soil is workable. So if I wanted to grow peas, I'm already late because the soil has been workable. Um, Once we start getting those spikes of heat, I'm risking the peas bolting. Even though it may grow and it's probably not going to be as happy and as healthy. So the learning of when to do that, the peas wasn't going to wait for my compost pile to be ready. You know, so some learning has to happen in a particular sequence of events, which is my point. And a lot of the shifts and things that I'm working on, it's hard to get back the acknowledgement that you're doing what you need to do. But when you see fruit on your bushes and your trees, that that is the thing that shows you what was worth it. And it's still a young phase because I don't know let's say I don't know how many of these things I need because I'm now going to be familiar with the output of these things because it's so new. It's so new. Um, but it was a cool talk. I don't want to, I got to wake up early. Thanks for anyone who was hanging out. My regulars came in here, and Katie, Carolyn, and even Kino. It was cool having you. Um, and Miss Missy, who subbed before, but finally said she was able to catch a live. I know I went a lot earlier than we usually do. But I started doing basketball at 7. I gotta be somewhere at 7 a.m. and then I gotta do the same things. But I did fix my lawnmower this week, so we should be good to just do a nice cut. And I do I have to turn a pile? I do have to turn a pile tomorrow because if I turned it. If I turned it yesterday, which was day 4, you got to turn it every other day, so every 2 days. So I do have to turn a pile. I'm thinking about trying to make another pile with all this green material that's starting to be available, predominantly a particular weed, which is a thistle, which spreads more so through. I guess it feels like it has rhizomes, but it definitely has seemed to spread through the seeding. It's one of those like, good night, number one. Katie, it doesn't say anyone's in here, so I didn't know that you were still hanging out with me. Um, Yeah, no, I don't have to say goodnight, Like I'm like, yeah, but I think this year I'm chatting out, and I'll get out of here after this. I think I'm challenging myself to do the thing that I'm aware of that I normally wouldn't do it that exact way. Like, I've watched people make compost. I'm a great composter, right? But I don't know how great I am because I've used how many more good nights? I've used YouTube to help me to lose confidence about what I'm doing. Like my biggest fear, because of YouTube and watching a lot of people compost, is composting weedy seedy materials, plants and plant matter that you are now going to be spreading your these weed seeds, and you have a lot more work because the goal is not to work harder, it's to work smarter. It's to do more with less. Like Katie, I think you said 10 by 15. It's to do more with less. That's the goal. Um, Not do less with more. No, sorry, it is. No, do more. Do less with more. Not do more with less. Do less. My effort. Yeah, I should be doing less effort and getting more yield out of that effort. Um, so yeah, so you gotta kind of go through those cycles. But that's all. Um, Tomorrow, I haven't really decided my plans as of yet. Hopefully, I'm out and about, and maybe now that I found my mic, um, and I went through that moment of feeling sadness towards a $20 mic. Yeah, I'm broke. I just have a broke mentality for sure. Um, yeah, hopefully, I'm willing to take it with me and take people on the road. I did do a live one time. I don't know if the quality was good. I forgot to watch it, but yeah, it'd be nice to get out. So it's not gonna be. It's not gonna be too. I think it's gonna be 50 tomorrow. So it'll be a lot cooler than it has been. But okay, guys. Well, that's the show. When I put on these glasses, that's it. It's over. Thanks for taking the poll. I'll just read off the results real quick. What type of Saturday are you having? 40% says wasted my day. 40% says it is what it is. And 20% says got all my work done. Well, I'm sure all of us are a little bit of each one of those. So it was real. Thanks for hanging out with me again. I did go a little bit early. Didn't mean to shock anybody, but I figured I'd get some sleep. And I didn't say I was tired this whole stream, but I was tired. I was tired. Okay. Talk to you. Bye, Katie. I'll talk to you guys. See you on the next one. Peace.
Going
A
for a
nine
mind.
mile, a 9 mile walk.
We're going for a
A mile walk.
mindfulness walk. We are
Mindfulness
walking.
mile walk.
No, are you walking? Are you aware that you are walking?
Yeah.
What are you doing other than walking?
Talking.
So let's think about the fact that we're walking. Are you walking?
Yes. And talking.
Are you distracted? Are you just walking?
I'm talking.
I am walking.
I am talking.
I am walking and
I am talking.
I'm walking.
And I am talking.
I am talking.
And walking.
Oh, got him.
Peaches. Chokeberry. Bushberry. Currants. chestnut. Limelight.
Today is day 15. 15th straight day of myself coming on here streaming. In many places, where you grow up determines how you operate. Like Kendrick Lamar. I went from just being a regular dude to a dad to Unk to OG. When I go play basketball, I'm considered OG, as if I'm out there throwing hook shots or something. Make the Pick says, I think that the 90s, 2000s internet felt more special, like nostalgic, right? Is the internet more impactful today from an information standpoint today than it is in the 90s? There's a lack of diversity. You have people that see the internet as social media, and that's very sad, because if social media is the internet, then all of your information is going to be confined. If you have children, or if you're going to have children, or if you engage with children, please be honest with them. That is my only request. I have never been more honest than after I had my children. I like when I build something for people to be impacted, and I actually believe that videos, whether it's modern.
After 25 days of streaming every night, not only just chilling, but I'm outside. I'm outside, people. One take. I'm outside, y'all. I'm outside. Today, we eat blackberries. Come on, let's go.